Hey there, I'm Shannon, and with all of the negativity that has been going around YouTube lately, I thought that I would make one of the happiest videos that I could possibly make. So let me preface this video by saying that I know a lot of you guys miss my hair dye tutorials, and I have made the decision to stay blonde, even though this isn't my real hair. I want to stay blonde for the most part. However, I don't want to totally get rid of all of my hair dye tutorials, and I thought of something really creative that I could do to sort of bring them back, but in a way that nobody's doing them. I don't know if you guys know this, but every 3 weeks about I shave my head just because I'm trying to wait until it all starts growing back to let it grow out longer than a couple centimeters. So about every 3 weeks I go through shaving my head again. And so I figured, you know, if I'm gonna do this anyways, if I'm gonna get rid of the hair anyways every 3 weeks, why not do something like crazy and stupid and completely pointless, or in this case, super happy and adorable before I shave it, because no one else can do this because they have to continue wearing their hair, and I'm not gonna dye my hair regularly, so this is like the best fucking option, and I think this is a genius idea. So I guess I'm just gonna tell you what I'm going to be doing today, just so you know what I'm talking about, I guess, because this probably won't make sense unless you're me with this idea in your head. Today, I am going to be dyeing my hair, my shaved buzz cut, into a smiley face emoji, and I am so stoked. If you don't have an iPhone or you don't know which emoji I'm talking about, I'm gonna put it right here just so you can get an idea before I go ahead and do this, what I'm going to be doing. I have no idea if this is going to turn out good or if this is going to be a disaster, if this is the first and the last of all of these crazy hair dye videos, I don't know. But you guys can be the judge of that, and I'm going to be posting it whether it's fucking terrible or awesome anyways. So I guess let's just get started. Okay, so the wig is off, and this is my real hair right now. It is pretty filled in. It is the most filled in from the top, like from my hairline to, you know, midway through my head. The back of my hair is not doing too hot, so I'm probably going to be doing this really awful design right around here. I'm thinking the smile is gonna go here, the eyes here, and the cheeks right here. So I have naturally really dark blonde hair. It's almost brown, but not quite. But this will not cut it. It has to be yellow-orange for the base, so we are gonna have to start with bleaching. So since I don't have very much hair, I'm just using this little packet of Kaleidacolors bleach, which this is a neutral bleach. It doesn't have purple, violet tones, or blue tones, so hopefully this won't actually cancel out the yellows that my hair is gonna pull, and it's gonna start off yellow right off the bat, which would be fucking great in my case because I need it to go yellow anyways. I'm gonna be using a 30 developer just because I'm shaving my hair off anyway. Fuck it, if it gets damaged, it really doesn't matter, and it's so short it probably won't anyways. Alright, the bleach is mixed, and this is going to be the fastest bleaching of all time. I don't even have a fucking full buzz cut, so let's just slap this on there and begin our journey. Okay, so I am black. I'm not black. I was trying to say that I am back. I am back, and I am looking sort of like the real Slim Shady right now. I let the bleach sit for probably too long, but it did exactly what I was hoping it would do, and it turned my hair bright ass yellow, so don't ever use that bleach if you don't want your hair to be yellow, because this is pretty intense. This is pretty close to actually how I want it, so let's move on to the next step, which is actually dyeing it yellow. So I have used this dye before for something different. I tried to dye my hair rainbow a long time ago with this dye, and it did not work out, but this is the only thing that like any beauty stores sell that is even close to yellow. I don't know why. I guess people probably just don't buy yellow hair dye because it's kind of a stupid thing to have, but I need it in this case. So I'm using this color called Cantaloupe from Ion. I'm really hoping it takes to my hair well. I'm hoping it doesn't come out too orange or not enough at all, so I don't really know. Again, it's an experiment, so I guess let's see what happens. So I got my emoji pulled up on my phone. I'm looking at the color of it versus the color of this. This is really orange, but that being said, I don't know if it's gonna come out as orange as it looks on my hair. I don't really know. I'm going to give it a squirt of just regular like hair conditioner and see if it lightens up just a little bit, gets it closer to the color, and we'll see what happens. All right, this is the final color I'm gonna be working with. Let's begin. What the heck? This is the perfect emoji color and I'm so stoked about it. I just hope it looks like it's taking in my hair because I can kind of tell through the dye. Like if I move it around, I don't see any blonde, still it's all yellow. So I'm hoping this takes because this is actually the perfect color. Like this couldn't have been any better for an emoji color. And I'm going to let this sit and then wash it out and come back to you. And then we're gonna start with the face. Okay, I just rinsed out the yellow and it is super yellow. It is literally the perfect emoji color. And I know it looks a little patchy because of my actual patches. I actually have a way to fill those in, which I'll explain later because it's kind of weird. But just ignore it for this next step. So we are finally on to the actual smiley face right now, which is, I have no idea how this is gonna go. Right now, I'm going to be using this black semi-permanent Ion Color Brilliance. I've never used this before. I've never actually even seen this one in stores either before. So hopefully it works, but black, you can't really go wrong with black. So I just put this in a bowl and this hair dye is fucking hella liquidy, which makes me a little nervous. It is like straight liquid and I was hoping for something a little more solid because this has to be in like concentrated areas. But I guess that's fine. This is all I got, so this is what we're working with. And I'm also going to be using not cotton balls, these are not fucking cotton balls. I'm gonna be using Q-tips instead of a brush because I'm going to be doing a very tiny, tiny design work, and I want something, tiny like the edge of a, almost a toothpick. I cannot think of the fucking proper word. These things, I'm using these things because they're better. That's my explanation. Taking the tiniest little bit of black, and I said I'm gonna do it right here. So I'm gonna put a dot here, okay. We're off to a good start. This is gonna take a fucking long time, so there's gonna be some time lapse for this. There's gonna be some of me talking, but this is gonna take fucking forever, just a warning, because I wanna get this right. Alright, so I have a dot in the middle and I'm going to try and conjoin them as not lopsided as possible. Okay, alright, this looks so, I look like Homer Simpson right now with the one hair, fuck, and the yellow, Jesus Christ. All right, so this is the guideline for the mouth. It gets wider towards like the peak, like in the bottom. So I'm gonna try and fill it out a little bit and kind of fill in the cracks in where there's dye missing, where it already is. Okay, I'm actually fucking getting dizzy doing this, looking down so hard with my head and looking up with my eyes. But I think it is time to move on to the eyes. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get right now. So the eyes are going to be placed about here, right here on my head, because again, I have to work with the hair I've got. But I think that's gonna be the best placement too, because in the emoji, they're actually quite close to the mouth. So I'm gonna move on to the eyes and put them right about here, like I said. I think I got about as good as it's gonna get. I know it looks like not the best, but I really don't think it gets any better than this, which is a really sad statement. But honestly, it doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna stand up on my toilet really quick, or like squat with my head down. All right, ready? There it is. All right, so there's our smiley face so far. All I gotta do now is add the rosy cheeks or the blush or whatever you wanna call it. So I'm gonna let this sit for like 2 minutes or whatever. It's black, so it's already taken to my hair. I'm gonna let this sit for a couple minutes, like I said, and then I'm going to go back and add the final step, which will be a little bit of red right here on either side of the smile. So I'm sorry that this looks so creepy right now. I don't know why anyone would ever do this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I guess just because, oh, it's kind of cute. It looks like an emoji. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I am so stupid. All right, I'm gonna go wash this out and we'll do the last step. Okay, I am back. I just kind of washed it out, kind of rubbed out the dye with I rubbed out the dye with a towel, and it kind of spidered a little in my hair, like the dye moved outward, but it actually worked in my favor, I think, because I think it actually made it look better than it did, so thank you, towel, for doing that for me. I am moving on to my last and final step of this, which is the tiny rosy cheeks that the little emoji smiley face has. This is gonna be the same method as the rest of the face with a Q-tip, and I'm gonna make them smaller, I think, than they actually are in the emoji, just because, you know, I don't really have hair to work with right here. I don't really have hair to work with right here, so it's just gonna be little tiny little circles, red circles right here to make the blush. I have got Ion Semi-Permanent, I think it's just called Red. I've already used this tube, so it's old, but I'm just gonna be using a tiny little bit of this. This dye looks really dark. I'm only gonna use that much because that's all I really need. This dye is really dark, so I'm gonna add a tiny bit of conditioner to it. Also, this dye does like not move smoothly. It's super thick and gloppy, so this helps with that problem. Alright, I just mixed it with a Q-tip, so it looks fucking terrible, but that's what it looks like. I'm gonna be using a Q-tip and going in for the kill for those little blush spots. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to leave it at that, let it sit for like 2 minutes again, and do the same thing, rub it out with a towel, and I will show you the finished result in just a second. Okay, I just took out the red hair dye. It is now my real hair. This is my fucking real hair. I don't even know what to do with that information. And it is done, and it turned out way better than I could have even hoped. Like, I don't think anyone has ever done this, because why the hell would you ever do this? But it was a great idea. I love it. I get to shave it off tomorrow, so maybe I'll keep it. You know what? Maybe I will have an emoji head under my wig for the next couple weeks, and no one will ever even know, and then it'd be fucking hilarious. I'll secretly know, like, deep down in my soul that I have an emoji on the top of my head, and no one will know, and it'll be my own inside joke with myself. But anyways, I am going to show you the next step that I'm going to do just for the thumbnail, and so you guys can see it without my patches, just so you guys don't think like it's photoshopped or whatever. This step, no one else is gonna need to do but myself, but I figured I'd show you how to do it just because I'm gonna do it, so I'll show you what I'm doing. So in my opinion, my personal opinion, I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree, but you can't really agree because it'd be rude, but I can say it because it's me. My patches kind of take away from the finished product, and I want to fill them in, and I actually do this. I figured this out a couple days ago, which is kind of what sparked this idea, was I fill my spots in when my hair is buzzed with eyeshadow that matches my hair color, and you can almost not even tell that I'm missing hair if I do it correctly. So I've never done it with yellow because I've never had bright yellow hair, but I'm going to try to take some of my bright yellow and orangish eyeshadows and mix them together, try to find the right color, and fill in all of my spots on the top of my head so you can see a completed product with no like gaps or anything. the filling it in with eyeshadow honestly is not working too hot with this color yellow. Yellow is super like unpigmented eyeshadow usually. It never shows up that great. So unfortunately you can still kind of tell, but it looks better. And yeah, this is the fucking finished product. Why I did this, I don't know. I love it though. I'm going to keep it. I've decided I'm keeping it for at least a couple days so I can have this on my head when I'm at home and make Tyler very uncomfortable. So yeah, I am actually thinking about turning this into a series with how well, I'm gonna talk from the top of my head. I'm thinking about turning this into a series based on how well this turned out. I don't think anyone else has ever done this, but I want to do just the weirdest shit possible with my buzz cuts. Like at least maybe like once a month, something like that. Once every 2 months I'll do one of these videos. But if you guys have an idea for what to do, like something round, something that would, you know, work with the shape of a head, like any kind of design, something preferably simple because I'm not that great at hair dye art, as you can see. If you want to leave me a comment, I'm gonna read through all of them, and if I pick your idea for my next stupid hair dye video, I will put your comment and I will give you a shout out in my next video, in the next hair dye video. So thank you guys so much for leaving those comments ahead of time, and thank you for watching and giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more completely pointless content that hopefully brightens your day, like makes you smile, like this smiley face emoji. But yeah, besides that, I love you guys so much. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great day. Stay pretty, kitties, and I will see you in my next video. That looks so weird. Bye.
Every time you hold my hand, I begin to understand that I don't want to leave, 'cause I sure